Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about, well, more retarded shit. As in, the thing that was from the bottom of the below of the hellhole, the bottomest of bottom feeders, Kotaku. Well, what else is new? They don't print anything worth your time, except if you want a laugh or facepalm, like I have done a couple of times already. Well, turns out the new direction Kotaku is taking, it's hilariously bad. Anyway, let's go. From bounding to comics, but before I read entire news, I'm gonna go to Kotaku, but either way, let's go. IGN editorial producer, video game devs call out Kotaku's condescending dismissal of research done for Call of Duty games. Well, let me just go and show it to you because it has to be 100% an archive. I don't want to give a single click to these absolute fucking morons and cocksuckers. Here is cocksucker-in-chief Kotaku.
Call of Duty dev visiting Europe, shooting old guns was hard work. You know, hashtag hard work.
Good lord, you can see the soy permeating from the article, including the logo though. The logo permeates soy. Anyway, this is by fucking Ian Walker, and remember, don't contact this moron, do not talk to him, do not stare at him, not even a side glance, like this. Don't do anything like that. Do not even say you respectfully disagree with his retarded take, because these people considered even a single disagreement to their narrative harassment, or even possibly death threats. So please stay far away, alright? I'm begging you. I'm watching you. Okay, you get it.
A profile in the latest issue of Edge magazine saw former Sledgehammer Games exec Glenn Sheffield of the venerable UK publication that fans do not fully appreciate what it takes for the studio to get a Call of Duty game out of the door.
Alright, I'm not going to read exactly what he said. I'm gonna probably cover it on the Bound into Comics article. I just want to cover what the fucking retard that wrote this retarded article said.
What kind of research? Anyway, Sheffield also mentioning working alongside special forces for several different countries will act as a co-director of 2 Call of Duty games and supporting Infinity Ward on the third, Modern Warfare 3 during his tenure at Sledgehammer. That honestly doesn't seem like a deal, but the bad of a deal as far as video game development goes. When the topic handwork came up, I fully expected him to be a good nod to quality assurance. We're speaking of grueling Call of Duty of Psycho. Not reading and watching videos as he goes on to complain.
Good lord, you definitely haven't done your research, you fucking imbecile. I need more coffee because dealing with this nonsense drains my energy. God, kill me. Thank goodness it's relatively short. Anyway.
Well, in no way do we intend to dismiss the often overwhelming amount of work that goes into making video games. The majority of which follows the grunt rather than leadership. What Sheffield is talking about here sounds suspiciously like vacation. The smell of my farts make me get high. Sure, it's probably hard to think the way when you're for work, but come on, you're traveling Europe with Activision's credit card in your wallet. Ooh. Not back in the studio documenting bugs for 2 hours a day. I'm barely more than minimum wage. It's hard work. initials my thoughts. A veteran of the industry, Shotfield has overseen the development of several influential video games franchises. Throughout his decade of experience, most notably sci-fi survival horror franchise, Dead Space, he stepped down from his position as vice president of general manager of Sledgehammer Games in 2019. To become CEO of Striking Distance Studio, a newly formed subsidiary of PUBG, Publications parent company Krafton. The studio game. Striking Distance Studios has one goal, with the Canista Protocol, to make one of the most terrifying games of all time. Suffield said at the time. There's no telling what kind of research that will involve, but it's sure to be a great deal more intensive than a nice European vacation and firing an M1 Garand 2. I think I had for fun again. Signed, Ian Walker.
Well, now you know about the retard behind the article. Now go and read the Bounty to Comics article. Following Kotaku's recent publication of an article dismissing the work and research done by Sledgehammer Games in service of producing their respective entries in the Call of Duty franchise as nothing more than a vacation, IGN editorial producer Mark Medina and several professional video game developers have called out the video game news outlet for its insulting tone and minimization of developers' work. Well, yeah, what did you expect, Ian Walker? That people would just sit down and wait for you to take on? What can I expect? I studied World War II for 3 years. I worked with Historia. I spent 8 days in Havana in Europe, going to all the places we're going to be in the game. I shot different world weapons. All of these things you have to do when you are working on Call of Duty games. Quite fascinating, isn't it, that he claims watching videos, but none of the quotes this little twat waffle, cock-sucking twat waffle, quoted said that. Isn't it interesting? Really? Really? See that?
Not reading and watching videos as he goes on to explain.
Anyway, on July 14, UK-based video game magazine Edge published an interview with Glenn Schofield, the former general manager of Call of Duty World War II and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War's developer, Sledgehammer Games, in which he spoke to and detailed how much work goes into making a Call of Duty game. That's just a ton of research. You are working with experts. I studied World War II for 3 years. I worked with historians. I spent 8 days in a van in Europe going through all places that were going to be in the game. I shot different old weapons. All of these things that you have to do when you're working on a Call of Duty game. Okay, despite Call of Duty being more on the arcade than realistic side, at least they tried to portray the weapons as realistic as possible, including sound, movement where you reload, or when you take the clip out, and things like that. It needs to be, at least in that aspect, a bit more realistic than just your default shoot, reload, and done. No, it needs a bit more than that. Anyway, Schofield further explained how the team of Sledgehammer Games not only worked with Navy SEALs and Delta Force people to learn the tactics and techniques and get them into the game, but also learn about special forces from different countries like England, France, and Spain, and Italy, and all that, because they were all in the game. Exactly, that also takes a lot of work. Ian Walker. Like I said, you don't do your research, you don't even read the article that you're supposed to be ranting against, do you? Just like I did, by doing your own voice. Acting badly, of course. And like the warning says, it's badly done, just to reflect for comedic purposes. But either way, dude, lay off on your farts. They're getting you high. And, well, actually, stop eating beans and cabbage. And eggs. It's making your brain die faster than you want to. And here it is. Here it is. Only now. And on this article, did he actually show that he was watching videos? Well done, Ian Walker. You should have actually added this to your article, but you didn't, did you? So a lot of learning, constant reading, constantly watching videos, is constantly working with experts. Constantly watching videos. It also includes videos from World War II. What, you expect that somehow you will return back in time and watch the soldiers doing all their soldiery stuff in World War II? Of course not. Ian Walker, you're a retard, aren't you? Following the publication of Edge's interview apropos of absolutely nothing, Kotaku staff writer Ian Walker authored and published his own disdainful piece of the topic at condescending headline. Alright. Moving on, since I already read that, following the mentioned field position. Anyway, soon after Walker article went live, it caught the attention of Medina, which is surprising considering IGN they're kind of a far left, nearly Kotaku level of bullshit, but still surprising. A nice surprising way. Anyway, who took to his personal Twitter account to voice his opposition to Kotaku's editorial standard. Sorry, but fuck this, said Medina on July 15th. Well, it's interesting to see people from his own clique, his own mob, his own rainbow, colorful little retardness group, and he's coming after them.
Interesting, isn't it?
Oops, there you go. Anyway, I spent 4 days with Glenn and Michael Condry leading up to the release of CoD, World War II, and to say they don't work hard because it doesn't fit your definition. Come on now, why are you writing hate articles like this? Well, IGN, you actually do the same thing. But nice that at least you're calling the extra retarded articles from your sister magazine. Well, sister as in mostly cousin, because the companies that own those two are different, but still get my joke. This is the new direction Kotaku is going for. I realize saying spent days with them does nothing to prove they actually work hard, but the conversations we had show the true passion in what they were making. I don't agree with this notion that because someone is able to do something cool, they are not working hard. Medina countered work with sarcasm with his own. So dumb that sounds, Medina the conclusions his thoughts. Anyway, with this logic, no one major at publication is allowed to say they work hard at E3. Major publications pay for their workers to go to E3. Jesus Christ, to E3. Hotels and food sounds like a vacation, right? How could they possibly be working hard? See how dumb that sounds? Exactly. I'm pretty sure Ian Walker also has done to those places, E3, and
Worked hard.
Good lord. It's so retarded that I already drank halfway through my coffee and I still have another article to go through. Anyway, later that same day, Walker would respond to Medina's thread by correcting his mainstream video games media peer, retorting,
I didn't say they didn't work hard. No. I actually did, but I said it was silly to talk of visiting Europe, shooting out guns and watching videos as hard work in the context of the heinous developer exploitation that occurs below her spike rate. Read the blog, Mark. It's my narrative.
offering another criticism to Medina tweets. Let's see.
Also, next time you want to pick apart someone else's work, maybe leave out the part about you being friendly with the subject. I need more farts. Oh my god, I shot myself. There you go. I'm glad you had a good time pulling around with Glenn, who again, if you hadn't read the blog, is someone I highly respect. I held my tongue because IGN has hired some great people lately, but the glass house is built.
In turn, Medina replied, let's see. I read the blog, dude. I didn't understand the need for it. Who does this article serve? It's negative for no reason. Sorry, you don't like that. Someone can have fun while working. That's Medina. Let's see what else he says. Quote, I think the only case you have is if he said, quote, I work harder than everyone else, which he doesn't. I won't say, end quote. I need to get used to the idea of saying quote and end quote. But my brain, I'm too retarded to remember those details. Let's see. Medina was not the only one in the mainstream video game industry to criticize workers' insulting take on Schofield's work, as the writer's dismissiveness was soon met with pushback from numerous video game developers. Let's see. Hilariously, in the textbook example of corn cobbing. Corn cobbing. What? Okay, finally, I've met a term that is boomerang and did not understand. Boomer. Let's see, corn cob. It's a slug term meaning to lose a social exchange and insist that you have not lost the exchange. It is used synonymously with owned. It gained notoriety in 2017 when a centrist political pundits accused of being corn cob decried the term as studied it as homophobic. It also becomes a pejorative for political centrists for this reason. Say what now? When Twitter is real, I'm not owned. I continue to insist and slowly shrink and transform into a corn cob. Okay. Fine. I think it's not useful. Okay. For me to know right now much about it. Walker responded to each of these criticisms with a buzzword-filled tweet, each giving critic of being in the wrong. Lead producer for the recently funded Gravity Well development studio, Tina Sanchez. Whose resume includes credits God of War, Apex Legend, posted a photo of herself standing triumphantly among an explosive range alongside a caption. Someone tell Ian Walker I blew up explosives in the desert for a game. Well, nice. At least she looks good from this picture, but let's see. Anyway, here is the sucks to see someone like Tina who's gone through her fair share of shit, contributed to the harassment I'm receiving, but I guess everyone in game dev has to appeal to the chart in some point. Well, you moron, aren't you people fan of saying that stupidity has its consequences? Well, here we have it, folks, stupidity having its consequences. God, you're retarded, dude. Anyway, Star Wars Squadrons and Gotham Knights writer Mitch Dyer said, alright, quote, something, speculation like, quote, this sounds like a vacation, end quote, is classic toxic game behavior. Yeah, I'm starting to see a pattern here that you are also a bit toxic for using the word toxic game behavior, but still, anyway. From a major media outlet, and it reinforces harassment developers already receive. This is a blatant misunderstanding of a game development. Broadcast on a massive scale, this makes my skin crawl. Let's see what the retarded reply to. Oh, but criticism like this is classic toxic game behavior. I need to refer. This is a blatant misunderstanding of my writing broadcast on a massive scale. This makes my screen crawl. Oh, but so beautiful. He tried to invert it, but it didn't quite work. Let's see. However, Walker's own response was itself flipped on him by Ratchet Clank. Seriously, English. Ratchet and Clank ripped apart writer Sam Maggs, who sarcastically asked Kotaku writer. Let's see. Well, imagine someone misunderstanding the hard work you do and then broadcasting to a huge audience. That sounds like it sucks. Yeah, good point. But obviously, Ian Walker will not understand this, because after all, he's part of the bottom feeders. In fact, I think maybe he wanted to be a journalist eventually, but well, considering how bad things are with these people, he never actually stood a chance, considering that journalists are pretty much bottom feeders of the bottom feeders as of late, because they are all activists right now. Anyway, I think that's about it. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell button. And if you want more of this nonsensical bullshit, stay right here on youtube.com/Jester. Yeah. Or if you want more spicy content, which eventually I'll get to it, head to bitshoot.com/Jester or minds.com/Jester for that exclusive content. Anyway, I think that's about it. So, anyway, have a great no. If by any chance there is anything new happening during the weekend, I will do a special broadcast. But otherwise, see you guys on Monday. Have a great fucking night.